First and foremost, I want to say thank you to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. If it wasn't for him, this would not be possible. Low Nose Boxing. Hit the like button, share the video, leave a comment, subscribe. Before we go forward, this is their Honorable Sea Moss 92 minerals. 92 minerals out of the 102 minerals that your body already has. Sea moss is an effective superfood backed up by the late great Dr. Sebi. Everybody that knows me knows that I've been using sea moss for quite some time, since 2017. I started selling sea moss around 2020 during the pandemic. Sea moss is highly beneficial towards your respiratory system. It's good for women that's going through thyroid. It treats diabetes, lowers your blood, your sugar levels with diabetes. It's good for high blood pressure. It's good for people that's going through chemotherapy. It provides plant protein, has a lot of zinc, which means that it will boost your sex drive, and it's very good for people that's anemic as well, because sea moss is very rich on iron. And once again, I have real sea moss. The same sea moss that I use is the same sea moss that I sell. I ship, I deliver. I got raw sea moss as well. But this is sea moss in a gel form after I prepare it with alkaline water in its most honorable fashion. So with that being said, the topic at hand is Teofimo Lopez and Subriel Matias. For me, Subriel Matias is the perfect opponent for Teofimo Lopez. He's the type of opponent that will bring a lot of respect to Teofimo Lopez's legacy. Now, Teofimo Lopez has taken on all types of styles. He fought big punchers in Richard Comey. He fought a European matrix style on the highest level in Vasyl Lomachenko. He took on two slick southpaw guys that move around the ring with athleticism, and Sandor Martin and Jermaine Ortiz. He took on tough, rugged Josh Taylor. He took on Mexican style Pedro Campa. So it's pretty much safe to say that Teofimo Lopez has the best resume out of the Fantastic Four in boxing. In fact, I'm going to say the Fantastic Five. Shout out to Troy King. He threw Ryan Garcia in that mix. At one point, I never had Ryan Garcia in the mix when I used to call these guys the new Four Kings. But I'm not going to label them the Four Kings no more out of respect to the original Four Kings. So I'm going to call them the Fantastic Five, the Fab Four, or the Core Four. Either way you put it, these are 4-5 tremendous young fighters. Teofimo Lopez has the best resume. However, being that Teofimo Lopez has taken on so many different styles, he hasn't looked effective against guys that know how to move around the ring on the back foot, like Jermaine Ortiz, like Sandor Martin. I had Teofimo Lopez clearly winning those fights, but he was not that effective in cutting the ring off. He won those fights off the strength of clean punching and athleticism, but he's not that effective in cutting the ring off like a Saul Canelo Alvarez. Which brings me to Subriel Matias. Subriel Matias is a fighter that has a 100% knockout ratio. Subriel Matias has a cult-like following, despite the fact that Subriel Matias doesn't have the resume of a Teofimo Lopez or a Devin Haney or Gervonta Davis or Shakur Stevenson or even a Josh Taylor, for instance. Subriel Matias has somewhat of a, what's the guy name that he died, he killed himself, Edwin Valero. He has like an Edwin Valero type of aura going on with his career right now. He's basically damn near everybody's favorite fighter's favorite fighter. And to his credit, nobody wants to get inside the ring with Subriel Matias. The only fighter that stepped up to the plate and sent them an offer is Teofimo Lopez. But at the time, Subriel Matias had a hand injury. I think it was more politics because he was signing with the Zone, with Matchroom, so that fight never materialized. Nevertheless, right now, that's the perfect opponent for Teofimo Lopez, because even though Teofimo Lopez won that fight against Jermaine Ortiz, his stock kind of went down in the boxing world right now. ESPN, if I'm not correct, took him off the top 10 pound for pound. Me personally, I still have Teo on the top 10 pound for pound. I'm not going to judge him off that performance because we've never seen any of the other guys in his group of young, hungry champions face off against those types of styles. Devin Haney, Javante, Shakur, all those guys, for the most part, fought fighters that were tailor-made for them, with the exception of Devin Haney, because he did go in that ring with Lomachenko, and obviously it was a tough fight. So with that being said, Teofimo Lopez needs to face off against a fighter that's credible, against a fighter that's highly respected, against a fighter that's going to bring the fight to him, because that's the type of style where he excels the most, because Teofimo Lopez is a counterpuncher. He likes to fight off the back foot in mid-range. He likes to catch and shoot. Now, don't get me wrong, he's going to have to learn how to cut the ring off eventually, regardless. Because if he ever fights somebody like a Shakur Stevenson or a Devin Haney or even a Javante Tank Davis who likes to fight off the back foot, more than likely those guys already have the impression that the blueprint to Teofimo Lopez is fighting off the back foot, moving around, even though he has not lost to that type of style. But those are the styles that have given him trouble before. So, and word is that Teofimo Lopez is coming back into the ring sometime in June. From what I heard, is going to be against an opponent that's not on the highest level. He's probably going to get a lot of flack, criticism for the guy he's about to fight. But me personally, I'm okay with him having a soft touch because he's been out there fighting top fighter after top fighter. But regardless of who he fights next, I think Subriel Matias should be the fight right after. That should be his next fight. Subriel Matias is a dangerous fighter. Comes forward, throws a lot of punches, has punching power. If Teofimo Lopez cannot hurt Subriel Matias, he's in trouble. Now, shout out to Troy King Killertainment, Queno de Chivo. He recently did a film study on Teofimo Lopez, breaking down his strengths and weaknesses. And one thing that he did point out is that Teofimo Lopez does not use the jab much. He doesn't use the jab as much as he should. He should use that jab more often in different ways. He should stick the jab, flick the jab, paw with the jab, feint with the jab, hook off the jab. If he were to use the lead hand more often, he will be damn near unbeatable. Because combine that with the athleticism that he already possesses, it would set up his attacks way more effective. And it will also create opportunities for him to counter. Because if he uses that jab out there, he can use it as bait to try to get guys to try to counter that jab, and then he can be ready to counter with his catch and shoot because he has incredible reflexes. So I think a fight with him and Subriel Matias is a fight that would do big numbers, especially in Madison Square Garden, on Puerto Rican Day Parade weekend. But if it were to happen on Puerto Rican Day Parade weekend, it probably would have to wait until 2025. But Subriel Matias is scheduled to fight in July against Liam Parrell, and Teofimo Lopez has an opponent lined up for June, which hasn't been announced yet. But I heard some rumblings on who this opponent is, but I'm not going to break that news until it's a fact, because I don't want to come out here and sound like I'm, just shooting off the hip. I don't want to come off as a bunch of chos, tu sabe. I want to talk actual facts and technical boxing. And once again, Teofimo Lopez versus Subriel Matias, that's a fight that Teofimo Lopez could win in spectacular fashion. I can see Teo catching Subriel Matias with a big shot in the middle of an exchange and putting him down and possibly knocking him out. I'm Puerto Rican, but I'm not delusional. I'm not going to sit here and say I think Subriel Matias could beat Teofimo Lopez just because he's Puerto Rican. Is he a credible opponent? Absolutely. Is he a dangerous foe? Absolutely. But if that fight were to happen, I'm picking Teofimo Lopez to win that fight in spectacular fashion. And the boxing world is going to be back in his play once again if that fight were to materialize and if that fight were to play out the way that I envisioned that fight playing out. So with that being said, hit the like button, share the video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, Low Nose Boxing, because Low Nose Boxing, I'm out.